Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Orville Season 3 episode Midnight Blue. So this was a very interesting episode. It was pretty powerful, a little confusing at times, but it was better than last week's episode. Well, actually, it was better than the last two episodes, in my opinion. I remember I saw like the trailer for this. And I assumed that Hervina was gonna have some type of revolution against the Mocklin males and stuff. And in some ways she did, in some ways she didn't. But that's the way the trailer made it seem like, and she was gonna go on the lyrics of that of Dolly Parton's 9 to 5. Now, this episode was, like I said before, very, very, very interesting. Like, at first, I wasn't quite sure where it was gonna go, and then when it started to go there, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm kind of like, I can second guess, I can guess ahead of, like, what's gonna happen and stuff, and some things did happen, and some other things didn't, but I'm like, oh, I thought that was gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a feeling at some point this was going to happen after the Topa episode, and moving the story forward, going with the Kaylin and stuff like that. And so, like, it's hard to say. It's just, this was a very interesting, episode and stuff. Like, it was pretty impactful. I guess you can say that. That's a better term and everything. In this episode, I noticed something. Like, in this entire season, the Dr. Isaac had been getting like the most episodes, next to that of Kelly and what's her name? Charlie and everything. And everybody else been seen kind of like being crammed into certain episodes. And I've noticed that too. Like Talia's kind of been crammed in a couple of episodes. John, Gordon totally got crammed in this episode. I was like, what was the point in having Gordon in this episode? He was just like crammed in so he can have something to do. And Borders haven't really done anything this much this season either, I've noticed. And that's kind of weird. Like, why are they all taking the back seat? Like, I know they had to film during the virus and everything and stuff, and it was like pretty hectic because Seth, even his character has taken the back seat and everything, the captain, and because he had to do double duty of directing like a couple of episodes and stuff, and it was just kind of weird that they all taking back seats and stuff. Also, there were some very odd choices in this episode and some really stupid ones, and another random almost hookup. And I'm just kind of like, what is the deal with this season with these random hookups and stuff? They're just coming out of nowhere. They seem just so awkward and stuff. I get it. It happened in TNG. But you don't have to copy everything from TNG. Like, try to be a little original and stuff. So anyways, this episode starts off with Topa being pissed at Borders because why? She's crushing on a guy. Now, I'm surprised she's pissed at him because, out of her two parents, he was the one who was supportive and stuff. But anyways, she talks to Kelly and she decides she's gonna go ask this boy out. I assumed it was one of Dr. Finn's sons, but it's not. It was Gordon. And I'm just kind of like, really? Like, that's what, like, you have him doing this episode be her crush? I mean, that's how you have to cram him in the episode. He really hasn't done much other than like online stalk that one dead girl and like be biased and racist towards like Isaac and stuff. And so like he tells her, oh, you're like a little sister to me and everything, blah, blah. I'm like, how? Because we never see those two interact with each other. Like, and that's kind of weird. In all three seasons, he's never interacted with Topa and stuff. So that just came out completely nowhere. But anyway, he rejects her and she's like, okay, fine, whatever, stuff like that. Well, remember Havina, the female Mocklin and everything, living on that sanctuary planet? And so the Union has to like evaluate what's going on with them and stuff. And so does the Mocklin. Well, the Mocklin get there before they do, which is not supposed to. So they go down there. and it's Kelly and it's Bortis. And Topa wants to go too. So the captain allows it, which is kind of stupid because I get it. He wants her to see other Mocklin female, but they're going to be Mocklin males there. And you know, they're going to harass her and stuff. And so they do. So in a way, we don't see much of the Mocklin men. They just disappear for like when they're on the planet. And we see Topa, she's interacting with everybody, she's having a good time, she's loving Havina and everything. And you know, everybody's just having like a good time. And so during this festival type thing of these sparkly little bugs and everything, Havina, I started getting a feel, okay, like Topa's gonna get kidnapped. But then Havina shows up and talks to him. So I'm all like, well, hold up, that trailer revolution is coming some way or another. So I bet she's gonna like ask her for help or something like that. And she does. So Havina wants to take more Mocklin females off Mockless and transfer them to like the sanctuary. Now she has an accomplice on Mockless, a male who is unnamed. And like she has like a frequency she talks to him on and everything like that. So Topa, being obsessed with her, is gonna agree to it, right? So then, like, Topa sees this type of bug that she likes that glows and everything. She chases it. I'm like, okay, I can see what's gonna happen now. She's going too far from where everybody else at, and boom, she gets kidnapped by the male Mocklin and everything. They take her on the ship. Everybody finds out. They try to pursue, but the shuttle is disabled, but they're able to get some things working. And so they don't have time to go to the Orville, so they just go on their own. And I'm just kind of like, how is the Orville even supposed to know, like, you know, y'all? I mean, I get it, like, that's your, like, daughter and stuff, but still, like, at least send out a signal or something like that. And they don't even do that. Like, back in Star Trek, they would send out communication signal or a buoy or something like that, but they don't do none of that. Oh, I forgot, like, communications down, that's right. But how come the people on the planet didn't send one? So I don't understand that. So anyways, oh wait, the people on the planet, I think they don't have communication, I think. Okay, so that's probably why they didn't do it. No, they have to because they have to get a signal somehow from the spy on Mockless and stuff. So anyways, so they're in hot pursuit, all right? And so on the ship, they realize, hey, where are people at? So they go down the plan, which you're not supposed to do. And so they're already breaking treaty and stuff. And so they find out what happens, and Gordon suspects that Havina is lying. I don't know how, but he is. And so she tells him, ooh, excuse me, it's late. It's like almost like what, 2 in the morning? I'm yawning, my bad. God, I'm tired. So anyway, so she tells him what she did and everything, and he's of course is pissed because she put a little girl's life in danger. However, she doesn't care because she sees, like, you know, the greater good and everything. And the performance that she's giving is like amazing. This is the type of performance you will never see on none of the new Star Trek shows. Not on Picard, not New Strange Worlds, not definitely not Discovery or Lower Decks. And it's riveting to see this type of performance and everything. So he had to tell the admirals and everything like that. Well, he has a weird way of convincing her to do the right thing. See, she has to confess to what she did, but if she does that, then the sanctuary will be taken away from her by the Mocklin people. So he puts her in like a holodeck and a wooden cabin. I'm thinking he's going to be in there because he was supposed to meet her, but it's not him. I could not believe who it was. It was Dolly Parton. So of course Havina is thrilled to see her and everything because she lives her life by that 9 to 5 song. And she's obsessed with her. Now, I've always wondered, how does Dolly Parton even feel about this? And will they ever have her on the show? Well, they did. I haven't seen Dolly Parton in a long time. She still sounds the same and everything. And so she's basically just like telling the story of how she grew up poor and how she almost cut off her three toes by mistake because she stepped on something. And the story of how her mom put her foot in cornmeal and kerosene oil on her toes and then sewed her up and everything. And that's how she was able to keep her toes. Now, I never knew that story at all. I saw the movies of when she was growing up and stuff, but I don't recall that. Somehow, that in a song that she sings to her is able to convince her off screen. I don't know how. I don't know what she said that was riveting that made her want to turn herself in, but somehow it worked. It would have been nice to see more of what she said, but somehow, miraculously, she did it. So, they had to have a huge council with all the planets of the Union and the Moclan and stuff like that. And so, like, the Moclan men, like, oh, they're lying, blah, blah, blah. Why would we kidnap a girl? And blah, 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 blah. And Havina should be kidnapped. Well, they have no proof. And because the proof is on another planet right now. And so, let's get to them. So Kelly and them, they find out where Topa's being held. She's being held on a planet that's supposed to be deserted. Below, down below, there are like buildings and stuff, and tons of people, guards and stuff. Well, she's in an interrogation unit. See, they suspect that she is a spy working for Havina and everything. It kind of happens a little too quickly at why they assume that, but hey, whatever, you know. And they want to know who is this male spy on the planet and the frequency and everything. She won't tell. So they beat the snot out of Topa and everything. Then they use a krill torture device. She's bruised, she's bloody, she finally tells, but she tells off screen. I'm thinking, why won't they reveal this man's name if he's not important? Could it be her father Clyden on the planet? Or because she's pissed at Clyden, could she have given his name hoping they will kill him or something? Well, eventually, Kelly and Borders, they make their way near the stronghold, but Kelly falls when trying to jump through like two mountain tops. She knew she would never make it. She didn't have enough momentum and stuff. So this is the part that gets weird. They're talking, and he's all like, "Thank you for being like a mother to Topa and everything, and blah blah blah, and you mean a lot to us." And then they almost kiss. I'm just like, where the world did this come from? In all three seasons, they have never even looked at each other like that. And I'm just like, this is that Worf Alexander like Troy crap, man. And I'm tired of these random hookups on this show. Like, who's next? But in a way, they don't. And so they get to the compound. They fight their way off with phaser rifles, and then they buzz through and rescue Topa. But Borders ain't having that. He whoops the crap out of that man and almost kills him, but Kelly makes him stand down. I wish he would have killed that dude too, because he deserved it. But he beat the holy snot rockets out of that dude. And so they leave the planet and they head back to Earth, where the trial is being held. So now they have their proof. And Topa tells everything that happens and all this other stuff. Well, the Union has decided to expel the Moclan from the Union and everything. So now they are very defenseless. They have lost two of their muscles when it comes to fighting the Kalon and everything. So what the world are they gonna do? And so now they have the Kalon, the Krill, and the Moclan to fight all against each other and stuff. And it's just one union, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like insane because it's kind of like, you know, they're gonna get their butt kicked if those androids come back. Well, the Union has decided to take in the sanctuary and make it part of the Union, so now they're under their protection. And as like Topa is being healed and everything by the doctor. By the way, a lot of people don't get to do anything. Charlie only says like one thing. John says one thing. Gordon got inserted again in this episode. He was at the trial talking about she's like a little sister to me. And then he started cussing out the Moclan and everything like that. And I'm just like, where is this coming from him? He's never shown this before. So anyway, so then Clyden shows up because the captain called him, and he's all crying, talking about Topa, I miss you, and blah blah, and I should never done that, and I don't want nothing to happen to you, and blah blah. So now him and Borders get back together, and him, Borders, Topa, and Kelly all have dinner together, and Clyden's still a little pissy towards Kelly because of that last time that happened between them, that fight, but he accepts her and smiles, but he doesn't know those two almost kissed. So I'm kind of like, where is this gonna go now? Is Borders and Kelly gonna have like a on-screen affair? Because she's known for having affairs and stuff. And like, what's gonna happen with the Mocklin now? And it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's just like, I think I already mentioned Isaac didn't even want to say nothing in this episode. He just saw like the back of him and stuff. And it's just kind of like, where is the rest of the season going? Because they only have a couple of episodes left and it hasn't been renewed yet. And I'm still having that same problem because every time it reaches 40 something minutes, the episode feels done. But then they have like an extra like 20 or 30 left on tacked on. And that's normally action type stuff, which I love the action, but that should have been inserted into the 40. It just feels like that extra 20, 30 is just like useless sometimes. However, the aerial space battle between the Union shuttlecraft and the Mocklin fighters, that was awesome. That was awesome. That was great. That was better than I've seen anything happen in both Star Wars and in the new Trek. I can actually see what's going on, unlike Star Trek Discovery where everything's flipping around and stuff. So yeah, that was that episode. It was very unique and interesting, and it went a couple of places, but it also has some weird moments in it. But all in all, it was a pretty good episode and stuff. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.